When they ask you, when you talk about Palestine, ask you to be balanced, meaning don't talk about the occupation. This is what they mean by being balanced. And I remember every time I was asked to be on air, talk about Palestinian issues, whether CNN, can you be balanced? And it's like, what do you mean? Not telling the truth? Oh, can we say that you're Palestinian? I said, can you say that everybody on air, can you say the Jewish prime minister? Or it's an insult for him to be called the Jewish prime minister? Or a Jewish commentator? Why would I need to be called Palestinian? Yes, I'm ethnically Palestinian, but I'm an Israeli citizen. But playing this game of intimidation, I think people can really, they become, very aware and self-awareness, and then censor themselves because they think, oh, the boss will not give me a better job. I will not get higher in the hierarchy of an institution. And it's a tragedy. It's really a tragedy. What we're killing is the truth. So we're complained to be, we're famous in the world being truth tellers, the best journalism in the world that challenged Nixon and exposed Vietnam. When it comes to Israel, we're cowards. You're not surprised if you go to Washington, D.C., and you go to the Four Seasons restaurant, and then you would see Wolf Blitzer from CNN, who used to work at, that he was a spokesperson for AIPAC. Then he's working on CNN. Then he's having dinner or lunch with the defense minister of Israel, and he's giving him note. Then you have Jeffrey Goldberg in the Atlantic, the most important voice. He used to be a prison guard in Israel, and he's back here, and he's an independent journalist that nobody would question his authenticity or credibility. This is a tragedy of the system. Bob Simon did a piece on CBS that was brilliant about Christians in the Holy Land. The ambassador, Michael Oren, called the head of CBS News ahead of that, and he said, this is anti-Semitism. This is unacceptable. Bob Simon interviewed him and said, why? You don't know what the piece is about. He said, well, if you interview them, it's clear what the piece will be about. Well, they live under occupation. Obviously, you don't want to expose the occupation. He doesn't want to talk about the occupation, doesn't want to address it. Then the same ambassador is hired by CNN. Michael Oren was hired by CNN as their foreign policy analyst, contributor. In that moment, I realized the power, the hand of power behind it. When I denounced what I denounced on MSNBC, many journalists came to me and privately said, you're right, but we can't say it publicly. The attempt is to try to dehumanize the Palestinians. Then you can sell the case that Israel is fighting the war on terror. And I thought, okay, look, I worked in this field. I speak Arabic, I speak Hebrew. Sooner or later, something will come up. Guess what? Everybody that interview me, they call me before and say, Israeli officials don't want to come with you on a TV show. They've been warned about you. So we can't invite you anymore. And I'm invited to talk about ISIS, about Egypt, and I've never been invited to talk about this issue. And the only voices you hear are Israeli voices or pro-Israeli voices, or even Israeli Jewish voices talking about Palestinians, but never Palestinians owning their own narrative. It's just too scary for them.